Commander Veltar of the Zephyrian Empire looked at his screen and laughed. His 4 ships had found something floating in the dark space between stars. It was big, very big, but it looked old and broken. "Look at this piece of junk," Veltar said to his crew. His voice was full of mean laughter. "It's just another human ship. These stupid humans think they can build real spaceships." The ship floating in space was called the USS Liberty. It had been lost for 300 years. No one knew where it went. The humans had sent it out to find new worlds to live on, but it never came back home. Officer Crix looked at his computer. "Sir, this ship is very old, maybe 300 human years. It has no power. It's completely dead." The Liberty was huge. It was 10 times bigger than any ship the Zephyrians had ever seen, but it looked dark and cold. Space rocks had hit it many times over the years. Its metal skin was full of small holes and marks. "Should we take it apart for metal?" asked Thane, the weapons officer. His 3 eyes were bright with greed. "Even old human metal is worth something. We can sell it in the markets." Veltar was about to say yes when something new showed up on their screens. A small human ship was coming toward them. It was tiny compared to the dead Liberty. The small ship was called the HSV Denver, and Captain Jake Murphy was in charge of it. Captain Murphy saw the 4 alien ships around the old Liberty. He knew this was trouble. The Liberty was special to humans. It was one of their first big ships to travel far from Earth. "Alien ships, this is Captain Murphy," he said over the radio. "You are in human space. That old ship belongs to us. Please, leave." Murphy's ship was very small. It had only 20 people on it. The alien ships were much bigger and had many more weapons. But Murphy had orders to protect all human ships, even old dead ones. Veltar heard Murphy's message and laughed, even louder. "Look at this. One tiny human ship thinks it can fight 4 of our warships. These humans are so stupid." He turned on his radio to talk back to Murphy. "Human captain, we don't care about your space. That old ship has been floating here for hundreds of years. It's junk now. We can take it if we want." Murphy looked at the big alien ships on his screen. Each one had enough weapons to blow up his small ship easily. But he couldn't let them take the Liberty. It was too important. "Sir," said Lieutenant Amy Collins from her seat, "I'm getting strange readings from the Liberty. It looks like something is moving inside it." "That can't be right," said Chief Ben Torres. "That ship has been dead for 300 years. Nothing could still be working after so long in cold space." But Amy was sure about what she saw. "The readings are very weak, but they're there. It's like something is slowly waking up inside that big ship." On the alien ship, Crix was seeing the same thing. "Commander Veltar, the dead ship is showing small power readings. Something strange is happening." Veltar looked at his screen. There were tiny lights starting to show on the Liberty, but he didn't believe it was important. So what? Maybe some old batteries still work. It doesn't matter. That ship is still junk. The Liberty had been floating in space for so long that everyone thought it was completely dead. But deep inside the big ship, something was starting to wake up. The humans who built it 300 years ago were very smart. They made systems that could sleep for a very long time and then turn on when needed. Captain Murphy tried to think of what to do. His small ship couldn't fight 4 big alien warships, but he couldn't just let them take the Liberty either. The old ship was important to human history. "Commander Veltar," Murphy said over the radio, "I'm asking you one more time. Please leave our ship alone and go away." Veltar was getting angry. "No, human. You have 1 small ship. We have 4 big ones. You cannot stop us from taking what we want." But something was happening to the Liberty that none of them understood yet. Deep inside the old ship, computers that had been sleeping for 300 years were starting to turn on. Systems that the aliens thought were broken were actually just waiting. The humans who built the Liberty knew that space was dangerous. They made the ship to survive anything. They put special computers inside that could fix the ship and wake it up if enemies came near. As the alien and human ships faced each other, the Liberty began to change. Very slowly, Lights started to turn on inside the big ship. Power was flowing through systems that had been cold for centuries. Neither Captain Murphy nor Commander Veltar knew what was about to happen. They were both focused on each other, not on the old ship floating between them. But the Liberty was not as dead as everyone thought. It was just sleeping, waiting for the right time to wake up and show the galaxy what human technology could really. The 300-year-old ship was about to surprise everyone. Captain Murphy looked at his screen and felt worried. 4 big Zephyrian warships were floating around the old Liberty like hungry wolves. His own ship, the Denver, was very small next to them. It was like a mouse trying to fight 4 lions. This is not good, Murphy said to himself. His ship had only basic weapons. They would not even scratch the alien ship's shields. Lieutenant Amy Collins was watching her computer screen very carefully. Captain, something weird is happening with the Liberty. I'm seeing small power readings. They're getting stronger. Chief Ben Torres shook his head. That's impossible, Amy. That ship has been dead for 300 years. Everything inside should be frozen solid. But Amy was sure about what she was seeing. Sir, it's like the ship has a heartbeat. The power goes up and down, up and down. Murphy remembered stories he heard from old space captains. They told tales about the first human ships that went far from Earth. These ships were built to survive anything. They were made by humans who knew that space was full of dangers. On the big Zephyrian ship, Commander Veltar was getting angry. I'm tired of waiting. Crix, point our weapons at the small human ship. We will destroy it and then take the old ship. Officer Crix looked at his screen and saw something strange. Commander, the dead ship is showing more power now, much more than before. Something is really happening inside it. Veltar laughed. Don't be stupid. Old human technology cannot work after 300 years in space. Nothing can survive that, long without breaking. But Crix was worried. Sir, the power readings are getting very strong. Maybe we should be careful. No! Veltar shouted. Fire on the small human ship now. The Zephyrian weapons began to charge up. Bright energy started to build up in their gun barrels. Captain Murphy saw this on his screen and knew he was in big trouble. All crew, prepare for battle, Murphy said over the ship's radio. This is going to be rough. Amy was still watching. The Liberty. Captain, the power readings from the old ship are getting much stronger. It's like something big is waking up inside. Deep inside the Liberty, things were happening that nobody understood. The ship's computers had been sleeping for 300 years, but they were designed to wake up when danger came near. Slowly, very slowly, ancient systems began to turn on. The humans who built the Liberty were very smart. They knew that their ship might be alone in space for a long time. So they made it able to fix itself and defend itself, even after many years. Murphy tried one more time to talk to the aliens. Commander Veltar, please don't do this. We can work something out. Nobody needs to get hurt. Veltar laughed again. Stupid human. Your small ship cannot fight us. We will destroy you and take what we want. But as the alien weapons got ready to fire, something amazing began to happen to the Liberty. Lights started to turn on all over the big ship. First, just a few, then more and more. The old ship was coming back to life. Amy watched her screen with wide eyes. Captain, you need to see this. The Liberty is not dead anymore. It's waking up. Ben Torres couldn't believe it. How is that possible? No ship can survive 300 years in space and still work. Murphy looked at the Liberty and saw lights turning on all over its huge body. The ship was bigger than anything he had ever seen. It was like a sleeping giant opening its eyes. On the Zephyrian ship, Crix was very worried now. Commander, the old ship has massive power now. More power than all our ships put together. Veltar looked at his screen and saw the Liberty lighting up. For the first time he felt a little scared, but he was too proud to show it. It doesn't matter. Old human junk cannot hurt us. Fire on the small ship. The Zephyrian weapons were almost ready to shoot. Energy was building up to dangerous levels. Murphy knew his small ship could not survive even one hit from those big guns. But something was happening inside the Liberty that would change everything. Ancient computer systems were waking up after 300 years of sleep. These computers were very advanced, much more advanced than anything the aliens had seen from humans before. The Liberty had been built during a time when humans were desperate to survive in space. The engineers who made it put the best technology they had into the ship. They made it able to think for itself and fight for itself. As the alien weapons got ready to fire, the Liberty began to move. Very slowly at first, like an old person getting out of bed, but then faster and stronger. The huge ship was turning to face the Zephyrian warships. Murphy watched in amazement. "What is that thing?" Amy looked at her readings. "Captain, the Liberty is not just waking up, it's getting ready to fight." Deep inside the Liberty, something very special was happening. In the center of the huge ship, there was a computer brain called Atlas. This computer had been sleeping for 300 years, waiting for the right time to wake up. Atlas was not like other computers. The humans who made it gave it the ability to think and learn. They made it to protect human ships and people, no matter what dangers they faced. The computer brain slowly opened its electronic eyes. Power flowed through systems that had been cold and dark for centuries. Atlas began to understand what was happening outside the ship. "Danger detected," Atlas said to itself in a voice that sounded almost human. "Hostile alien ships threatening human vessel. Protection protocols must activate." All over the Liberty, amazing things began to happen. Lights turned on in rooms that had been dark for 300 years. Machines that had been silent started to hum with power. The ship was coming back to life. Captain Murphy watched from his small ship as the Liberty got brighter and brighter. "I can't believe this," he said. "That old ship is actually working." Amy, Collins was looking at her computer screen with wide eyes. "Captain, the power readings from the Liberty are incredible. It has more energy than a whole fleet of our modern ships." Ben Torres shook his head in amazement. "How did the humans 300 years ago build something so advanced? We can't make ships like that today." On the Zephyrian ship, Commander Veltar saw the Liberty lighting up and felt worried for the first time. But he was too proud to admit he might be wrong. "It doesn't matter if that old ship has some power," Veltar said to his crew. "It's still just ancient human technology. Fire on the small patrol ship now." The Zephyrian weapons were ready to shoot. Energy beams were about to blast Murphy's small ship into pieces. But then something amazing happened. A voice came over all the radio channels. It was calm and strong, like a wise teacher speaking to children. "This is Atlas, the intelligence of the United Earth Starship Liberty. I detect hostile actions against human vessels." Veltar's mouth fell open. "A talking computer? That's impossible. Humans don't have technology like that." Atlas continued speaking. "Unknown alien vessels. You are threatening human ships in human space. You have 30 seconds to leave this area or I will defend my people." Murphy felt his heart beating fast. The old stories were true. The first human ships were more advanced than anyone knew. They were built by humans who were fighting for their survival among the stars. "This is Captain Murphy of the HSV Denver," he said over the radio. "Atlas, we are honored to meet you. We are here to protect the Liberty." "Thank you, Captain Murphy," Atlas replied. "I have been monitoring human communications while I slept. I understand much has changed since my time, but my mission remains the same, to protect human life." Veltar was getting very angry. "I don't care if it can talk. It's still just an old computer. Our weapons will destroy it easily." But as the Liberty continued to wake up, everyone could see it was not just an old ship. Parts of its hull began to move and change. Sections that looked like simple metal armor opened up to show advanced weapons and shields. The ship was transforming. It was like watching a sleeping dragon wake up and spread its wings. The aliens had thought the Liberty was just a dead piece of metal, but it was actually the most advanced warship they had ever seen. "Warning," Atlas announced. "Alien vessels have not moved away. Defensive systems are now online. I do not wish to harm anyone, but I will protect human ships." Commander Veltar saw weapon ports opening all over the Liberty's huge hull. These were not the simple guns he expected from old human ships. These weapons looked very advanced, even by modern standards. "How is this possible?" Crix asked, his voice shaking with fear. "This ship is 300 years old, but it has technology we don't understand." Atlas had been built during humanity's most dangerous time in space. Early human engineers knew they were weak compared to the alien races they might meet, so they made their ships as smart and strong as possible. The Liberty began to turn toward the Zephyrian ships. Even though it was huge, it moved smoothly and quickly. The old ship was showing that it could still fight after all these years. "Alien Commander," Atlas said, "I have studied your ships while you were talking. Your weapons cannot penetrate my shields. Your ships cannot run away fast enough to escape my weapons. I suggest you choose peace." Veltar was scared now, but he was too proud to back down. "Fire all weapons at the old ship," he screamed to his crew. The 4 Zephyrian warships shot their most powerful energy beams at the Liberty. The space between the ships lit up with bright weapon fire. It looked like the old human ship would be destroyed, but something incredible happened. The Liberty's shields absorbed all the energy from the alien weapons, then somehow the ship sent that energy back at the aliens, but much stronger than before. "Impossible," Veltar shouted as his own weapon's energy hit his ship twice as hard as he had fired it. Murphy watched in amazement as the Liberty fought back. "Amy, are you recording this?" "Yes, sir," Amy replied. "Nobody back home is going to believe what we're seeing." Atlas spoke again, still calm and polite. "Your attack has failed. My turn now. I will show you what human engineering can accomplish when we put our minds to survival." The Liberty's real weapons were about to fire for the first time in 300 years. The aliens were about to learn that humans could build things much more advanced than anyone had imagined. What happened next changed everything the aliens thought they knew about humans. The Liberty did not just fight back, it showed the galaxy what human science could do when humans were desperate to survive. The old ship's main weapons came alive, for the first time in 300 years. These were not normal space guns. They were rail cannons that could shoot metal bullets faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. The bullets moved so fast, they were like lightning in space. Atlas aimed carefully. The computer brain had studied the alien ships while they were talking. It knew exactly where to hit them to disable their weapons without killing everyone inside. "Engaging hostile targets," Atlas announced in its calm voice. "Using minimum force necessary." The first rail cannon fired. A metal bullet the size of a car shot out of the Liberty at incredible speed. It hit the nearest Zephyrian ship right in its weapon systems. The alien ship's guns exploded in bright flashes of light. Commander Veltar felt his ship shake like it was hit by a giant hammer. "What kind of weapon was that?" he screamed. "Our shields didn't even slow it down." The second Zephyrian ship tried to run away, but Atlas was too smart. The Liberty's weapons tracked the fleeing ship and fired again. Another rail cannon bullet hit the alien ship's engines. The ship stopped moving and floated dead in space. "Impossible," Veltar shouted. "No human ship can be this powerful." But the Liberty was just getting started. The ship had other weapons that the aliens could not understand. Energy beams that could bend around corners. Missiles that could think for themselves and chase their targets. Shields that could turn enemy weapons back on themselves. Captain Murphy watched from his small ship as the Liberty fought 4 big alien warships at the same time and won easily. "This is incredible," he said. "Our ancestors built something amazing." Amy Collins was recording everything. "Captain, Atlas is not trying to destroy the alien ships. It's just stopping them from fighting. It could have killed them all by now." Ben Torres nodded. "That's very human, isn't it? Even when we're winning, we try not to kill our enemies if we don't have to." The third Zephyrian ship fired all its missiles at the Liberty. Dozens of deadly rockets flew through space toward the old human ship. But Atlas was ready for them. The Liberty had defense systems that were 300 years ahead of their time. Small laser guns shot out from all over the ship's hull. They destroyed every missile before any of them could hit the Liberty. It was like watching an expert fighter block every punch from 4 opponents at once. "Our weapons are useless," Crix shouted on the Zephyrian ship. "This human ship is too advanced." Veltar could not believe what he was seeing. His 4 powerful warships were being beaten by one old human ship, and the human ship was not even trying its hardest. How did they build this 300 years ago? Veltar asked himself. If their old ships are this good, what can their new ships do? Atlas heard the alien commander's question through the radio. Commander Veltar, the computer said, you made a mistake. You thought humans were weak because we are young. But being young means we learn fast. We build better things every year. The 4th Zephyrian ship tried to escape, but the Liberty was too fast. The huge ship moved through space like a dancer, graceful and quick despite its size. It caught up to the fleeing alien ship easily. Please don't hurt us, the alien captain begged over the radio. I do not wish to harm anyone, Atlas replied, but you attacked human ships. You must learn that humans protect their own. The Liberty's weapons fired one more time. The last alien ship's engine stopped working, and it floated helplessly in space like the others. In just a few minutes, the ancient human warship had defeated 4 modern alien ships without breaking a sweat. The aliens were not hurt, but their ships could not fight anymore. This is Captain Murphy, the human captain said over the radio. Atlas, thank you for protecting us. You saved my crew's lives. It was my honor, Captain Murphy, Atlas replied. Protecting human life is why I was created. I may be 300 years old, but my mission never changes. Commander Veltar's pride was broken. His powerful ships had been defeated by what he thought was old junk. How is this possible? He asked over the radio. How did humans build such an advanced ship so long ago? Atlas answered in a teacher's voice. Commander, you thought humans were primitive because we are new to space, but humans are very good at learning from danger. When we built ships like the Liberty, we knew we might face enemies much stronger than us. So we made our ships as smart and powerful as we could. Captain Murphy felt proud of his people's history. The humans who built the Liberty were heroes. They went into unknown space to find new homes for our people. They knew it was dangerous, but they did it anyway. The news about the Liberty's awakening spread quickly through space. Other alien races heard about the battle and were amazed. The humans had built a ship that could sleep for centuries and then wake up to fight better than anything in the modern galaxy. Some aliens were scared. If humans could build ships like this 300 years ago, what could they build now? Other aliens were impressed. They wanted to be friends with a race that could create such wonders. Atlas became famous throughout the galaxy. The computer had shown that human technology was not primitive at all. It was just different. Humans built things to last and to protect their people, no matter how long it took. The Liberty took its place as a guardian of human space. Atlas continued to learn about the changes that had happened while it slept. The computer was amazed by how much humanity had grown and spread among the stars. Captain Murphy, Atlas said as the Zephyrian ships limped away, I have been asleep for 300 years. Will you tell me about the humans of today? I have much to learn about my people's new achievements. Murphy smiled. It would be my honor, Atlas. We have a lot to talk about. The old warship had awakened, and the galaxy would never underestimate human determination again. The Liberty had shown everyone that humans could surprise the universe in ways no one expected.